get about this much food, however many grams of fat there are. It's also the quality of the product itself. So like that's why Kyle and I were passionate about culinary, because what you are what you eat. So good energy, good food, good quality, good outcomes. Who here cooks? Okay, what are you doing here then? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it really surprises me as someone that's cooked a lot of my life, like how few people cook. Cooking is so easy. I mean, it really is. All you do is you apply heat to stuff that's either raw, uncooked, it's either poultry, fish, chicken. I mean, it's pretty much like you get it to the temperature you want. You got to be careful with meats, whether it's like fish, poultry, chicken. Fish, poultry, beef, pork, lamb, duck, whatever it is. They all have different temperatures of where it's safe to eat it because of the bacteria that's in there. So I mean, it's really not rocket science. You take vegetables, you can eat them raw. You cook them to the preference of like how much you want them cooked. Yeah. So I mean, that's basically it. Cooking's easy. Please, like this is a gourmet demo. Please take from this the ingredients, the stuff that we share. And go home and try it, because cooking is, anyone can do it.
On that note, has anyone, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I just want to know, has anyone tried the recipes from the last, or from the first cooking demo? If you have, would you try? The quinoa tabbouleh?
Yeah, except I forgot the line.
Oh,
and I happened to be there
Yeah,
at church that day.
Hey, something with it, something with it.
Well, how did it turn out otherwise?
Would have been edible.
That's too long.
It's better than the first time, though.
Actually,
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
yeah.
First
It's a
time.
little
A little texture.
with the feta and then
Cool.
That would have been like the icing on the cake.
Alright,
Well,
well,
it's like
on that note, again, take the notes and make sure you apply something. At least make one dish. How much better tonight? I know personally, I've tried a lot of different salad dressings. That's one of the simplest things you can do. And again, if you've been on the grocery store tour, you know that all the other stuff pretty much that is out there is junk. A lot of fillers, a lot of cheap products go into it. So just use your own extra virgin olive oil.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Salad dressing, like I can't believe how much. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anyone. How much shit there is out there. You know what I mean?
I second that.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I
It's
get
so
some salad
easy.
dressing.
All you need is olive oil and some kind of acid. And when I say acid, I mean like vinegar or lemon juice, citrus, whatever it is to cut that oil, and salt, pepper to taste. It's going to be the best salad dressing that you have if you get used to that type of flavor, and that type of flavor is what's good for you. So.
I don't know how those guys can mess up Thousand Island.
Ranch is my biggest pet peeve.
Yeah.
I mean, like I love ranch when I go to like the bar and like I had to. You buy ranch at the grocery store.
Doesn't
it
taste the
doesn't
same.
taste like that. Why is it? It's crazy.
Can't enjoy buffalo wings at home because the ranch sucks.
Okay, so I'll give you kind of a rough estimate of what amount went in here. And obviously this is a big batch, so you're gonna wanna cut it in half, cut it in fourths. There was about a pound of marlin, or you can use opal or shrimp or whatever it is. I used, in this case, it would come out to about a half to 3/4 of a tomato, if you're gonna use a big one, this big one. I used a bunch of that currant tomatoes, which is probably about half that container. And then half of an avocado, probably about, after you take all the stems off of the cilantro, maybe about half a cup. About 3 Hawaiian chili peppers, and the salt, depends what salt you're using. So the salt I'm using today, this one doesn't have that much saltiness to it, so you're gonna see me adding it a lot. It's not gonna be that bad. So. Oh, onion, half an onion.
particular kind of onion? Is it just a sweet onion or?
Any type of onion, red onion, sweet onions. It really, it's whatever your preference is. I like to err on the sweeter side. Okay, so I'm gonna let that one sit. And in Peru, they let this thing sit out for days, so don't worry, you're not gonna die. Usually I'll throw it on ice after a little while. However, it's gonna cook quicker when it's out at room temperature. Questions?
So they just sell wild marlin in the store.
Costco.
You don't have to know how to like skin it,
No, it's already
So,
prepared.
the only thing you have to know how to do is open the package.
Okay.
Saran wrap. And,
One thing I love about fish is you generally can cook it less. So, and since fish are in like salt water or just because they're fish, I don't know why there's less bacteria. They're really clean. That's why you can eat them raw. So it's ironic. Like most people are really afraid to buy fish because they don't know how to cook it. It's the easiest to cook if it's prepped at Costco. If you buy it at the farmer's market, then you're in for a whirlwind. Yeah, I did that before, and I was like, wow, I get this much fish for all that work because you have to gut it and do all this kind of stuff. It's a good experience, but you'll be hungry.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, fresh fish here in Hawaii and the market that they have here and the way it's distributed is amazing. You can get fresh fish, and it's all about you can just cook it, eat it. It's good. It's all pepper to taste.
And on the package, it's really gonna literally say wild, like wild Alaskan salmon or whatever, or
Tends to be more expensive.
but you can find that. You find a lot of the fishes in the frozen section. So any kind of store, Costco, Sam's Club.
all right. Okay, so ceviche is gonna sit. Any other questions on ceviche before I move on to the next one? All right. So for the next dish, I'm gonna kind of just go with this one. It wasn't. It was actually gonna go with the fourth dish. However,
You want me to still cook that?
it's the problem with me is I always overcook, so I realized that would have been a lot of food, and we're probably not gonna need that much. However, if you're still hungry, then we can cook it up after. I was gonna use this with a lettuce wrap dish. However, we're gonna use this with the quinoa, and you can taste the quinoa both on its own and with the tzatziki sauce. So again, from Costco.
That's not yogurt. That's tzatziki sauce.
I'm gonna make it into tzatziki sauce. Yeah.
What is tzatziki sauce?
Does anybody know what that is? Because I'm gonna start making up some stuff.
Greek chef. Is it Greek?
Well, what are the ingredients?
Typically there's dill and garlic for sure, and some lime juice, and then I throw in a whole bunch of other stuff. Just to make it taste good. I see some head shaking back there. You know what's actually in it?
No, I just knew it was Greek, and they usually have it in gyros.
Yeah, is it like Punaho Carnival? And they have the gyros station. That sauce is tzatziki sauce.
Georgette, you know?
Tzatziki sauce?
Yeah.
That's what I know too, is that it's Greek yogurt sauce.
Okay. Yeah, so chefs, what we do a lot is we just make up names for things that are close, and no one really knows. So, no, I'm just kidding. I love tzatziki sauce. Yeah. So yogurt, and then some lime juice, which I squeezed fresh last night. I like to keep the pulp in. That's just my thing.
How many limes does it take to get that?
Bless you. This plus what I put in there was about 8 limes.
On the 4 hours. On the 4 hours.
It's good, man. All right, so some fresh dill from the farmer's market. I'm also going to put in some mint and a little bit of sweet basil.
What's the next thing that's going on?
Nothing for now.
Okay, I'll go ahead and cook those burgers for you.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I think some people might.
Okay, everyone thank Rocky for taking a step in.
He's hungry. I'm hungry. That's the only reason I'm cooking. So the reason why we weren't going to do this dish is we thought that this was already cooked turkey. It's actually uncooked. So it'll take a little longer. I'll make sure that it's the right
Unless you guys want to
temperature.
be in rare.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do
No.
Serum.
Rare? Well, actually, in this day and age, you don't have to worry too much because most manufacturers wouldn't take that risk. So even if it was a little undercooked, you'd still be okay as long as you don't undercook it and then leave it out for a very long time. And then some salt and pepper. This also from Costco. I don't recommend it because it takes so much twisting, and after doing the limes and then the salt, it's wreaks havoc on the forearms.
So just a quick note on the yogurt that Kyle's using. It's actually a Greek yogurt, not a regular plain yogurt that you often see in supermarkets. The Greek yogurt is the one that you can find at Costco, like you mentioned, and Greek yogurt is phenomenal to regular yogurt just because of the nutritional profile. So Greek yogurt has double the amount of protein, and it has half the amount of sugar as just regular plain yogurt does. And so if you can, buy a Costco membership just for that yogurt, because I did.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal, and the taste is, it's a lot creamier than regular yogurt. So to me, it's just got a superior taste, superior nutritional profile, and we even often use it just as a sour cream substitute because it's got a nice, big, creamy texture. And so, just another thing to think about. But you could use that yogurt for anything. You can put blueberries in, as Julie has for the past 2 years, every morning. You can put blueberries in, have a breakfast, and that's a perfect quick breakfast. That's gonna satisfy the protein, satisfy your nutrient from the fruit or the vegetable. Very easy. So.
They have the little to-go ones, you see those now at Costco?
Yeah, they have the little ones now with the fruit.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
like
I've seen that. It's like a 3.
Yeah, the blueberry, strawberry, and
That's pretty cool.
yeah, I got it.
You can make a great shake out of that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
How
If
do
you
you
had a
figure
little
out how-
protein with that yogurt coat, that's perfect.
Did I hear avocado shake?
Avocado.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm really hungry.
Actually, I'll just cook it up because I'm going to put it in 2 lettuce wraps.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah, just throw 'em in.
Okay. So what I'm doing over here is cooking up some turkey for lettuce wraps. And one of the great things is, since it's going to be in a lettuce wrap, I'm not going to have to do a patty, so we don't really need any oil because I'm just going to be washing. It's kind of like the idea of like high heat, fast cooking. So. Should be good.
Questions on the tzatziki sauce?
What else do you put it on? What else do you use it for?
This? Anything. Lather it on my body.
Sorry.
Really, the flavors are pretty good.
That's going on YouTube, you know.
Oh yeah, are you filming that? Where's the camera? Let me just bleep that one out. Yeah, no, I can really go on anything. Fish, chicken, steak. It really, whatever you feel like.
Hi, sorry, we gotta leave.
Good seeing you.
Good to see you. Thank you. Oh, you're gonna miss all the food.
Okay, I think it's pretty close. So what we can do is maybe serve up the quinoa cakes so you guys can get something in your mouth. I'm sure you're getting a little hungry. Seeing how this cooking. You got forks?
Yes, all of here.
None.
So we have forks, knives, chopsticks, whatever you prefer.
Going back to the yogurt, what we do sometimes is like mix nuts in it with fruit, or even you can like freeze it, like a frozen yogurt too. But getting the plain saves you on a lot of sugars.
Yeah.
So we've noticed that when you get it with fruit, it's often very sugar based. So like there's a syrup in it to make it flavored, or like this fruit was soaking in like a sugared syrup. So sometimes it's probably a lot more healthy to go with it plain. Add your own, and it keeps it versatile. That way, it's not just one flavor.
So how do you make the Kiona cake? Because we just bought that, and I don't know what we're supposed to do with it.
Well, it's a good thing you came.
Yeah.
Because most people, before taking this class, it tastes horrible. So force yourself to eat it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually you can boil it in water, and it just comes out very bland and plain. I like to experiment. Another one of the things I'm doing my best to conquer with all these different dishes. So what I did with this one is I cooked it with vegetable stock, and the vegetable stock I use is this one here. Miners. So this is what the restaurants use.
So
Miners
vegetable
brand.
based stock,
Yeah.
and then you use that instead of water?
I use that with I put that in the water.
Oh, okay.
And I cook quinoa with lobster stock, beef stock, carrot juice. And with this one, what I did was I cooked it, and right when it was done, nice and fluffed up, still hot, I threw in some feta cheese.
Get lobster sauce.
I'll answer that question in a second. Feta cheese and truffle oil. So this is probably the most expensive quinoa you'll eat in a while, just because of the truffle oil. Feta cheese and truffle oil, white truffle oil.
What does the truffle oil do to it?
Just add a little more pungent flavor on top of the feta. Feta has kind of a creamy, pungent flavor. White truffle oil, you know what truffles are? So
I know pigs dig them out, I think.
yes.
Okay.
Well, traditionally pigs, now they train dogs to do it because the pigs will actually eat the truffles.
Oh.
So they train dogs to
Those
find it.
horrible pigs.
Yeah. So it's a fungus, mushroom family. Very, very expensive because they're hard to find and they're pretty rare. White truffle even more rare. And then so they extract the essence into oil.
Mhm.
And so like a small little bottle like that's like $15 to $20. So it's probably
Truffle fries.
Yeah, no, I love the truffle oil.
So did you do this in the frying pan? When I cooked it, I think I cooked it in like a rice cooker. So did you just put it in a frying pan, or like
I do it in a pot.
just a regular pot?
Two parts water to 1 part quinoa. And then add
Similar to rice.
Costco. They sell them in this big
Yeah.
5-pound.
They're
They're still selling it apparently. Thank goodness, because it went through all 20 pounds. Huh?
How many pounds?
Oh, they come in these big. This one's 5 pounds originally. Oh, sorry, 4 pounds.
So they still sell it. How long does that last?
In my house, not very long.
Yeah, that's my pot.
Yeah.
Let me see, I know.
Yeah, see, I like it because it's good for entertaining, because it goes a long way. So I always have it in my house. Like the last time we did the tabbouleh, it's just adding in pretty much all the same ingredients that went into that tzatziki, like the exact same ingredients, minus the dill. And then water and vegetable stock. Okay, and also in my demos, I need honest feedback. I don't need sugarcoating. I'm a big boy. I can take whatever you have to say. So like, too much of this, too little. It could be better. Like anything.
Perfect. On your demo, you should serve it.
Noted. Noted. What was the feedback?
Light beer.
Like,
Oh, yeah. Well, when
I like
it
Corona.
boiled, it kind of becomes a fluffy like rice, and then I added a bit of cheese to get it to bind together. That actually crossed my mind this past weekend, so I'm gonna attempt to do a quinoa croquette in the future. Maybe not as a demo, however. Other feedback. The beer was great. Any other feedback?
What would you normally serve that as, like a side, or obviously just appetizer?
Appetizer, you can serve it as a starch replacement. Actually, I lost a ton of weight while I was working with Tony and replacing my white rice with quinoa. For 3 months, I lost 2 built notches. Because it's a whole grain, it's no starch. It's lots
Is
of
this the
protein.
one that has like all the amino acids or something?
Yeah, this is the grain pretty much that has a full amino acid profile, like Sean was saying. So what that means is that when you see rice or brown rice or oats or any other kind of grain, and it says the protein on the nutrition on nutrition label. Basically, that's an incomplete protein, so the body doesn't really digest it as a protein would. So you're not getting the true benefits of the protein. But this, you get all the amino acids in a protein. And so basically, those are just the building blocks. And so all that means is that you're getting the full protein in this. So you're getting all the benefits. Like peanut butter, almond butter, those kind of things, even though it says that it may have like 3-4 grams per serving of protein, it's not actually a full protein, so you're not getting those benefits. But for those that don't eat so much meat and kind of focus on grains, what you can do is have the quinoa for the full protein. But I don't know if you've heard, but rice and beans complement each other. So the rice don't have a certain building block of protein, and the beans don't have another. And you put them together, it kind of makes a full protein.
What kind of beans do you use?
Any kind of bean, kidney, azuki, black eye, black bean.
I like that group.
That's one thing I noticed. Like, I'm actually I'm from Utah, so like my grandma did a lot of the cooking growing up.
I know, I think they come. I remember where it's from.
Well, I'm also from East Coast, DC, so but I'm definitely a Howard. Actually, I just found out. I just found out I'm like related to like I guess the guy that was named the name Howley comes from. Like it's rumored. Does anyone know where the origin of Howley comes from? Hawaii. Is it like is there a story behind it though?
And Ole.
Yeah, just be forward.
Well, ha is breath and Ole is no without, so without breath.
Oh really? Okay. Well then maybe I was just hearing a conflicting story then. So I won't share it.
You can still use it.
No, like someone was telling me that there was a Mormon, because like from Utah, Mormon. There was a Mormon missionary that came out here named like John Howland. They call him Howley. Maybe it's a combination. It's like a combination of words. But anyway, yeah, I'm related to him. So I forgot what I was saying.
Just because we've been talking a lot about quinoa, this is actually what it looks like and what it is. It looks like just a little tiny white ball. So kind of pass that around if you want to look at it. And you can get that either at Costco in that kind of package, or you can go to, you can actually go to like any of the natural health food stores like Whole Foods, Down to Earth, Kokua Market, because they actually have those in bulk bins. So they have red quinoa, black quinoa, and white quinoa. Comes in a variety of colors.
Does color make any difference with the nutrients?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I'm sure slightly. The color, but I don't comment on it.
Kyle, the Suzuki class is fantastic.
Yeah.
Is that specific?
Want to know?
Maybe something different.
Kyle, the sauce is really good.
Good. Too much, too little, something.
I think it's got a nice finish to it.
I remember what I was gonna say. So my girlfriend is Asian, so she's Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Portuguese, Hawaiian. Yeah, so she's got like all these mixes in her cookies, and she just craves rice. Like it's like if I don't cook rice, she won't eat. And it's the same with my mom too. She's cooking. So yeah, like one thing is Kyle introduced me to the quinoa, and Tony was saying like what I used to do is like because I like to have a little bit of like other stuff in there. I'd mix in like a can of black beans, just not even seasoning, just throw in the rice. If you have a salty protein, then it complements each other really well. So the quinoa is it's I guess higher in the nutrients. So great. Yeah, it works really well. Mix it with rice.
And so Rocky is part Haole and part Filipino, so we like to call it jalapeno.
And I actually love jalapenos. Do you have them?
Just you.
Vegetable base do you use?
On that, when you buy them, we typically tell you how much to put in the water. But what I do is I add more than whatever it says because usually it gives you just enough to get basic flavor. I like to add more because there's a little of a salt or sodium content in there. So instead of adding a lot of salt, I just put more base and give it more flavor. Typically, I'll cook it with chicken or beef stock, which gives it an unbelievable flavor. However, today I wanted to keep it fairly on the healthy side and compensate with the cheese. Do we need more? Oh, it's back there.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna start serving some water.
Oh yes, absolutely. Hey John, come on in. These are friends of mine, so welcome them in. John and Jocelyn.
So basically, I'm just gonna be handing out some water. So if you'd like some water, please let me know. Just hands out for water.
There's two seats over here.
Okay.
We just got our first dish, so you don't miss anything.
Bill, would you like some water?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Kyle, sorry, maybe I missed this, but once you boil it, how do you get it into the patty? Like, how do you get it to stay as a patty? I missed that.
Oh yeah, the feta cheese will bind it.
So you just mix that in the bowl, the same bowl, and then
In the pot that it's still in, when it's still hot, right when I take it off the heat, I throw on the feta cheese, mix it up, and it just kind of melts and starts to bind, and it'll come nice and creamy.
Okay.
So if you guys want to jump in, it's all self-serve tonight. I got my chef hat on, not my waiter hat. So. And then very casual. If you have questions, just throw it off there. Yeah. So this here is a quinoa cakes. So you miss.
Quinoa.
It's super healthy. I use it as a starch replacement. I basically mixed it or cooked it with vegetable broth or vegetable stock. Mixed in some feta cheese and white truffle oil. And then we're serving it tonight with tzatziki sauce, which is a Mediterranean Greek sauce. So fresh herbs that I picked at the local market on the way here. Forward.
They look like pancakes to me.
What's that?
They look like pancakes to me.
Oh yeah, that's why I wanted to do it that way.
So John,
They look like-
see it.
Let's see what else. Okay. Anything liquid. Like I've done carrot juice before.
I like to make salmon cakes where it looks like this. Little salmon inside.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I usually use potato. This would be better.
And then Rocky said maybe even like some corn in there, maybe corn.
Yeah, I was, like I'm a really big fan. Like when I first met Kyle, we had a little barbecue and he made those quinoa cakes. I was like, this thing's I wasn't used to like
Quinoa magician.
having food that was like that I didn't know first of all, and then tasted, really good. So, like what I love about the quinoa and the way you guys are eating it is it's kind of like a sushi. It's you pop it in your mouth and it's good. So like what I was thinking is, maybe like take a Cuisinart, throw in like other stuff in there, and like I was thinking like maybe a little corn, something that complements it, some citrus or. But yeah, like quinoa is very versatile. I guess at one point they were gonna stop serving it or stop selling it at Costco, right? And then they changed their.
That with the ton on it. But yeah, so this is gonna change your relationship with quinoa forever after tonight, and even the first time we did it. You can throw any cheese in there, and it'll bind it. If you want to get less healthy, which I love to do as well, I'll throw in butter and more cheese and mix it up and make like a risotto. So basically it plops on the plate and just kind of like nice goodness. Yeah, it basically takes away all the healthy stuff in there. However, it is good. It's really good. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is the fancy pants. I'm gonna do a salad, and I'm gonna do the dressing from scratch. So I'm just gonna take, again, basic principles of cooking, hitting as many parts of your tongue as possible. I'm gonna have some sweet in there from some honey, which is also gonna help to bind the dressing. And I'm gonna use lime juice to open up your taste buds. So yeah, this lime juice goes a long way, especially when I cook healthy. So let's call that about 1/4 of a cup and about 2 tablespoons of honey. gonna show you a kind of fancy way and efficient way to make a dressing. I'm gonna do it in a cup versus in a mixing bowl or in a shaker or a blender. Right? I'm making all these dishes. It's gonna be in a disposable cup and we can throw it away. Okay. Now the oil, I got a little fancy with. So last time I did the Tahitian in the wheat dressing. Right? That's one of my signature dressings. This one is experimental. I just experimented with last night. So I infused garlic and rosemary into the Costco organic extra virgin olive oil. Okay. So infuse basically to get the flavors into the oil.
So you just soak it in? It's
Yeah.
like a marinade.
Yeah, basically.
And that's been in like for a day or so.
This has been in a day, and what I did was to speed up the process. I heated it up a little bit. So I put everything in here, the rosemary and garlic, and I got a pot of simmering water, and I just sat it in the water for about 20 minutes, and then took it out, let it cool off, and then capped it. So because of the heat, it'll release the oils from the rosemary and the garlic, so it'll get into the oil. So if you want to smell results of this. Did it catch you? Yeah, let's just drink it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got this one.
Thank you.
Just make sure it's not. Okay, it's still good. I probably should have smelled it first.
Is that fertilizer?
Huh? Yes, it is. It's fun. Okay, so I use a milk frother to make my dressings because in culinary school, when I wish Georgette was still here, like they teach you how to whisk the right way so you don't hurt your shoulder. However, it like burns out your wrist mixing, and we mix a lot of things in culinary school. So I figured, what better way than to get something that's like electronic? So all I need to do is hold it.
Where did you get that?
Anywhere. You can probably get it at Walmart, Target, Williams Sonoma. And the first time I bought it, it was like 20 bucks. Totally worth it though. I found them as cheap as like $2. However, you get what you pay for.
How long do you buy last? one every month?
Not long enough. Okay, so I got that blended together. Now I'm slowly gonna pour in the oil. Can you give me another cup? I guess I did it too much. Break it into 2 parts.
Oh, sure, sorry.
Oh, actually not. Ah,
We're good. We're good.
Look,
Magic trick.
I prepared myself. So I know. Okay, so put the whisk on. It's too bad I don't have a glass cup, because then you can actually see it. It's very easy, low maintenance. Don't even break a sweat.
Where'd you get yours from? Where'd you get yours?
This one was from Marukai. I even saw it at Ross's, like in the
that's
discount
right.
section. However, they're no longer there because I bought them. And again, some of the salt that is not salty enough for my liking. I actually forgot to bring. I usually bring different types of salt. I have like a, I should call it a salt fetish. I collect salt.
You brought out the salts, and I said, "What is that?" And he was so proud.
Little babies.
Well, I mean, it would be.
The little
I'll let him tell the story.
names and, yeah, I have from all over the world. Peru, Hawaii, really salt is what brings a dish together. So it's important to have a good salt. That's a decent salt, it's just to me doesn't have enough of the saltiness in it. That's even a word. So big. Close. And then in this mixture I'm using some baby kale and some arugula. And then I've also added in some a little container of salad from Costco because kale has a very earthy flavor, and this arugula, because it's adult arugula, it's kind of spicy, so I wanted to put in some neutral greens in there. This is gonna sweeten it up a little bit as well. To get a good salad, you also want to add salt and pepper to the actual greens, not just the dressing. There's some chicken in there. Okay. How much more? Just a batch.
So just a real quick point. For those that are in my class, hopefully you got the email, you read the email, the newsletter that I sent out a couple days ago. This Sunday, we're actually going to have a fundraiser, and it's going to be tornado relief. So basically, if you've heard the news I've mentioned in the class, Joplin, Missouri got devastated. Also, Springfield, Massachusetts, home to my alma mater, my college, got hit as well, and that's very, very rare. So this Sunday, there's going to be tornado relief workout, and feel free to invite anyone you know. This is open to everybody. It's just a $5 donation. We're going to be at Makiki Park, and it's going to be 10 o'clock. So again, feel free to invite everyone. We're going to be doing a lot of partner-based stuff, band stuff. So it's going to be a little change from what we do in class. So just wanted to make that brief note. I also have a little collection jar in the back. That's going to go towards the tornado relief as well. But the first two people that donate at least $5 will get that little what's that called, Kyle? The emulsifier, because I have a couple extras of those as well.
Oh, that's golden right there.
So
Show up just for that.
just so you know, first two people that donate at least $5 will get, because I only have two available. And so if you want one of those little things, and of course all the proceeds will go
Jeez, I might show up for that.
to the American Red Cross. So the American Red Cross is just the primary organization that deals with these disaster reliefs. So just a brief note, tell all your friends, family, Sunday, 10 o'clock, Makiki Park. And then, of course, there is a jar if you want to donate to that tonight. So, all right. Bon appetit.
All right,
Is
salad.
the location at the time in the newsletter?
That was Sunday.
Sunday, 10 o'clock, at Makiki Park. It should be in the newsletter.
I know I saw it in the location.
So,
What was it?
okay, so how are you going to do this?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, can you put on Facebook so I can share?
It actually is on Facebook.
Oh.
It's on Facebook, and so if you're friends with Transformations Fitness online, you can see it, and then you can share the picture. So yeah, please do so. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Wash it.
Just take a
So
little
yeah, feel free to help yourself. Sure. Okay.
And eat as much as you want because I can make a whole nother batch, so don't be shy. And the chicken from pre-grilled and sliced from Costco. To save myself the
Can you
headache.
just put the salad dressing in there? You mix it, okay.
Mix it up. Yeah. Because when you think about it, like that amount I made right there, so I think it would be probably about 1 tablespoon of honey, probably 2 tablespoons of lime juice, and probably about half a cup of oil. It doesn't have to be infused with anything, it has to be regular extra virgin olive oil. And you blend it, and that's enough to make a big bowl like that. That looks like how.
So it's like a okay.
We're just waiting.
You sure?
Yeah, we're just waiting.
Thank you.
No problem.
Where's Makiki Park?
Makiki Park is actually, if anyone knows, how can I describe it?
It's up the road.
Yeah, you know where Camp Moco is? Where Walmart is down the road?
Is it next to that church?
St. Clement's Church?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
It's right across the street,
Yeah.
actually. So yeah, it's right up to Camp Moco. There's plenty of parking. I mean, there's parking next to the library in McCook Park,
Right.
or there's parking next to the tennis courts.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, tennis
Yeah,
courts,
no, no.
playground, swimming pool. So,
Can you put a big batch of that and won't break?
The oil, if it sits overnight, it'll probably break. And if you keep it in a jar, you just shake it up and it'll be right back where it needs to be.
So you can make a big batch and just keep it in the fridge.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Check one of those straps.
Okay, so another thing you can taste with the tzatziki sauce, some turkey lettuce wraps. So grab a piece of lettuce, throw on some of that turkey, and then just drizzle some of that tzatziki sauce on it.
What's the green stuff in there?
In the
Tzatziki sauce?
sauce, there's dill, mint, basil, garlic, salt, and pepper.
Grab the lettuce. Just like
How's everything tasting?
Oh, yummy.
How's it?
Excellent.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
a
it's
good
always
sign.
good when it's quiet though.
The best thing about it is it's also like, you know, a lot better than